What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage. Hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the great man, Sauce. What's happening, bro?
How are we, Doma? How are we?
We're on fire once again. Always in a good mood these days.
The heat
Always...
still alive. Still alive.
Yeah, the heat is on. The heat is on.
The heat is on. That's pretty much where it's at in the NBA, isn't it? In the Eastern Conference, where we did say
flame.
The tougher conference, and overall, it is proving that fact. With
defense
Dallas
in the East and offense in the West.
Dallas did get a game back today, but we didn't expect them to get swept. They came out and shot much better. Jimmy in the comments, welcome, mate. Welcome in.
Hey, James.
Yeah, look, I'm doing well.
Yeah,
it's been a big week in sport.
Big week. We'll give a quick rundown and then we'll get straight into the NBA at the top. Obviously, EPL final week, so we'll run through that. We can even go through a few of the other leagues if we really want to. That ended up this week. Serie A ended. My boys took the title.
Yep.
Got the Scudetto, so I'm very happy. Champions League preview Sauce. That is on Sunday morning. This Sunday coming. Then Sunday evening, we have another F1 race in Monaco. We've got AFL recap, UFC, Le Mans of the week, if we have one. People in the comments are probably fine.
Anyway, if anyone's got a nomination, feel free to throw it out there because I'll be
Matty Cams,
belt out a Le Mans for you all. But yeah, nothing rings a bell at the moment.
And then a Saucy Smoky if need be. But we'll start with the NBA Sauce. If you don't follow us on TikTok, I'm gonna give a plug right at the top of the show. If you don't follow us on TikTok, head over to TikTok. Different content on there these days. You see Saucy's mug.
I love the green screen feature. I'm not gonna lie.
I love the fact that
I like it.
Man, I spent hours clipping all this shit, and Sauce puts his mug on there, and he just gets comments and likes, and he's loving it. He goes, "Man, why is my things getting so many likes? Hey, you got a beautiful face. What can I say, man? Okay. What can I say? Beautiful face." Card experience.
Thanks, man. I'll take the compliment.
Ferrari Motors, Le Mans. Yeah, potentially we could give it to Ferrari. But yeah, let's get into it. We'll start with the West because I think it's going to get wrapped up, Saucy, and that was today's game. Give us your thoughts on it. This is the only game I haven't caught so far, so I might once this pod's done.
I caught a little bit of the first half, and then the second half, which they nearly gave it away in the end, Dallas, because they put the bench in and they were up by like 19 or something. The bench got it down to 8 points. They ended up putting Steph and Clay back in the game, and they nearly did get the sweep. I mean, they were only 8 points down with 3 minutes on the clock, so more than gettable. But they put Luka the Don back in, and they finished off the game. Look, it was what was spoken about with Dallas. They live and die by that three. It looks like that's the way they're going to play, where they're going to take a high volume of free. Luka Doncic is going to get his in there, and he's going to create for other guys. Can they knock down those shots? We've seen Reggie Bullock struggled. Maxi Kleber, who's been, a phenomenal three-point shooter all year, has forgotten how to shoot. So, I don't know. Can't see them coming back. They got that consolation game. I expect Golden State Warriors to come out at home next game and just get the job done.
3-0, never been done before. So, he's got a lot of work to do, Luka the Don. It's not, well, Luka's got no work to do, all right, to be honest. His teammates have a lot of work to do. Because Luka's Luka at the moment. His teammates are the ones that have let him down. Couldn't agree more, James. Could have been 2-2 if Bullock made a couple in game 3. Yeah, well, no excuses. That's we spoke to some people and they said, but he's a shooter. These things happen. Good fucking time to start shooting 0 of 10 from the field. Yeah, it's perfect time to start doing that. And mind you, they were also up in game 2 by a country mile.
Yeah,
the Dallas Mavericks, and then they choked and let him back in. So this series could look way different. It could be 3-1, the opposite end. It actually could be the opposite end. But, experience, vets,
and
champions makes a big difference.
I will comment on this, Doma. In those games where Dallas had the momentum in games and they were up, what Golden State did in that game that you spoke about in game 3, I'm talking about. That the threes weren't falling, but they were falling for Dallas. Dallas got that lead, but what they did do is they used their elite ball movement, their motion offense, got those ones under the basket, and you see Kevon Looney, I think he had like 15 or something, 19 points or something like that on the night, and they were getting him right under the basket, and that was all from the ball movement, great passing, and they kept trading twos for threes, and they stayed within striking distance. And then when the threes started falling, well, if Steph gets hot, he can just light it up, put 12 on you in space of a minute. So that's what happened, and they got caught off guard, and that's why you got to play through to the final whistle and not give them a sniff. I mean, they nearly gave it away today as well. So, look, learning curve. This one's over. I fully expect Warriors to come out and just like every game in this series that's been a decider, I expect them to actually win by like 10 plus points. There's been so many blowouts. I think I fully expect that to be the result for sure.
Global, thanks for jumping in. Adam, also, what's he said? You boys Nick up on me like a librarian now for some reason. They're telling me he's alive till you're already live. I know. You got the bell icon. Everyone in here, just drop a like on the video, on the YouTube video. Give us a like. Drop a like while you're at it.
YouTube's cooked, even if you've got the bell icon on, mate. Get in the Discord, even though it's not very active. At least when we send it live, the notification works on Discord.
Definitely. All right, let's move on to the East, and it is Heat versus Boston. My boys against the Leprechauns. And I tell you what, the luck of the Irish has worked for both sides in this series. There's been 4 games, 4 first quarter blowouts. It's just been ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Buckets obviously dominated in the first 2 games, got hurt in game 3, was hurt in game 4. We won game 3, even though he didn't play
that was a crazy result, with obviously Butler not playing the second half.
Yeah, but in saying that, like, big props to Victor Oladipo, yeah? Like, he's shown a lot in this series. Steals, he's got active hands, he's been driving to the ring, forcing the issue, getting fouled. He's trying to do something. He's trying to create some offense. We're very limited. If Bam Adebayo is going to turn up every 3 games to put up 30, it could be too late because he scored 30 in game 3, and then I don't even know if he was out on the court. Was he on the court in game 4?
I don't know why he goes like that.
But even like Butler's hurt, yeah. Like Butler's clearly hurt, and he went 3 from 15 or whatever. He went 3 from 13 in game 4. But I'll be honest with you. I said it to my mate. He's a crazy
Tyler Hero.
Yeah, but Tyler Hero is not winning us that game. They didn't have Marcus Smart, so.
Yeah, I understand that. But at the same time, Hero in other games has been able to keep you in the game in the first half, come off the bench when
that's true.
And give you a bit of kick. But
he struggled in game 3. He did struggle in game 3, and we won that game. It was all, I'm telling you, it was all Oladipo, and like Adebayo killed it in game 3. That's what won us that one. So now it goes back to Miami tomorrow. Saucy's favorite stat: 91% of teams that win game 5 win the series. It's all on the line. I did say before the series started, like, I don't know if it's nerves as a Heat fan, but I genuinely thought Boston was the team to beat. Yeah, quad contusion, card experience. Didn't play. Or groin strain, sorry. I said that Boston was going to be too good for us over 7 games. Their defense is unbelievable.
Smart going to be back next game?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, in all honesty, if Robert Williams could actually just stay healthy every game and wasn't like out, man, like, I know I talked about this last week, but this guy's a freak. Like, his shot blocking is like at an elite level, man. To the point where even when he's like trying to swat things and he's missing it, it forces our offense to not shoot within the paint. We actually get scared. We dribble it in the paint to dribble out, to kick it out to the arc and take low percentage 3-point shots. Like, we're scared to take mid-range, go to the rack. He's got long arms, just blocks everything. He's just unbelievable. Like I said, he looks like Rasheed Wallace in there, man. Just blocking shit like just for fun.
Time Lord. Time Lord.
And it's annoying, man. It's so annoying because not for anything, blocks get your possessions on a fast break. You know, if it goes to a player in transition, you can quickly move to offense. And
Correct.
like Marcus Smart as the leader, when he's back in, you know, make a big difference as well. Tatum got shut down in game 3. But I don't know. It could go anyway. Your thought, Source, like let's like do a hypothetical here. All right. Golden State, we're thinking is going to come out of the West. All right. Matchup wise, who do you think matches up better against them in the finals? Boston or Miami? He's thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough question.
Well, the real question should be who can dictate the tempo in the series, because Golden State's tempo is like on 2.5x when I listen to podcasts. Like, that's how quick they play, man, in transition. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I know. They're really quick. They want to get stops, get out and run. And you know, when they run, they run to the 3-point line at times. They got another, you know, Andrew Wiggins is playing really good basketball. And I mean, he's a good matchup. You know, whoever goes through, I think he will. You know, if Heat go through, he'll give Jimmy Buckets a tough time on defense. And then, you know, if Boston goes through, I think he'll, you know, whether he gets switched on to Jaylen Brown or, you know, Tatum, I think he'll give them a tough time as well. And he's able to get get wide open shots, and he's shown that he can knock down the threes. I mean, what I've seen in this Dallas series, he's been pretty good. I mean, he does struggle a little bit, but good for the most. And it is a tough matchup. I really like, you know, Warriors, especially if they win in the next game. They get a bit more rest. Never know.
Both teams in the East are banged series, up.
Yeah, they're banged up, and they're going to maybe going to 7 games. Who knows, right?
You got so in the East in the East series, you got Robert Williams, Marcus Smart, Jimmy Butler, Tyler Herro, all hurt. And PJ Tucker with his ankle. He just played through it in the last game.
And Kyle Lowry, you don't.
And Kyle Lowry, you don't know.
You don't know.
So realistically, four of the players, 3 of the starters in the 6th man of the year are hurt for the Heat. 2 of the starters are hurt for Boston. If you're talking about someone that removes themselves from going for the Heat, the best chance of the East winning the title is Boston, because they've got less injuries. Like, their 2 stars aren't hurt. One of the stars for the Heat is actually hurt. He's playing visibly hurt now with an inflamed knee for the rest of the series. Like, in all honesty, our time's up, Source, as a Heat fan. What have I always said to you? You need luck, yeah? Injury, like I say, we say it all the time when it comes to any sport, whether it's NFL, AFL, NBA, it all comes down to luck. You get injuries, your depth can only go to a certain point. And when you get injuries at the worst point of time in the season, which is the playoffs, like, it's really, really bad. Like, we could win it and be like, oh, consolation prize, Eastern Conference champions, move into the finals and just get pumped 4-1 by the Warriors, because we're literally the walking wounded. The walking wounded can only survive for so long. Like, and we've seen that. We've seen that with Golden State against Toronto. Like, we saw that with who won it last year? We saw it with the Bucks this year. Obviously, they didn't have Middleton. Last year, they had their full squad. It just shows they were able to go all the way. And Chris Paul got hurt in that Phoenix series again in the finals. Like, his body didn't hold up, so he got hurt. Like, when your stars are hurt, it just makes it so difficult. I'd love to win it, but I'm afraid of what happens if we do win. That's my concern as a Heat fan. Like,
yeah, I'm with you. I think Boston has a better chance of winning it. And I mean, I did say that when, what was it, 2 weeks came onto the show and seeing them after they beat the Nets, I'm like, Boston can win it out of the East. Like, I think they're one of the teams that definitely can win it.
Yeah, man. After the
level
All-Star
they're playing.
break,
Yeah.
that was the first thing we were talking about. I think it was 2 podcasts after the All-Star break or something. We were saying, like, got the best defense in the league. And they were just stringing together unbelievable games, and Time Lord was putting on a clinic, and everyone else was killing it. And you know what? You hit your stride at the right time, and anything can happen and win your title, like genuinely. So, few things in the chats here. In the chat, sorry. Celtics run deeper than people give it credit for. Adam agrees. That's because he's a Celtics supporter. Global smart worries me, but we have too many shooters to deal with. Global is a Golden State fan. Matty, transition of career for Wiggins. Yeah, Saucy gave him as the Smoky when he went over to Golden State. It didn't look good as the Saucy Smoky at the start, but he's really become a pivotal piece.
Well, I did give him as the Smoky. He was cheap enough that there was a point in time when you can sell it, and since then,
that's why it's called a Smoky.
It's gone all to bananas, mate.
That's why it's called a Smoky sauce.
I'm telling you what, he's gonna fall into that category of like you know, a very good, you know, role player, above average basketball player, and he's turning into an elite defender, Dom. He's turning into an elite defender.
Yeah, and he can shoot the three better too.
And a two-way player. I think he's the next coming of. I reckon he's gonna be a bit of like the next coming of like Jimmy Buckets. You know what I mean? Has transitioned to that being able to.
That call's good.
He's still young in his career. He's only 20. I think he's only 25, maybe 26.
We've spoken about this off air, but you know, when Golden State do win the title in 2 weeks' time, we'll come on and we'll talk about how they can actually have another run at being like a dynasty again in another block. We can talk about that because they got pieces there and they got pieces to move to get better again also.
Correct.
So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Jordan Poole, has come along. He's not overrated like we thought at the start of the season because he killed it in the preseason in Summer League. He's he's killing it. Card Experience says Knicks fan, so I know nothing about playoffs. That's unfortunate. You're in Saucy's boat.
At least you're honest. At least you're honest, mate.
Forget
Just
about
like how
my
I know
man,
nothing
Pritchard.
about winning finals for Essendon, mate.
Yeah, well, you win finals with the Lakers.
That's all right. At least one of my teams doing all right.
Exactly. All right, let's move on. EPL finished up, Saucy. What is it? Week 37, whatever it was.
It was an unbelievable finish. Unbelievable.
Insane finish. I'll get the
table wanted on the final day. Just what you wanted on the final day. The best theatrics there can be in anywhere in the world at that moment is a live sporting event, and the angst and the anguish and then the elation of the fans between two supporting groups, Liverpool and Manchester City. We all know what happened, but for those that don't, Doma, run us down how it went down on the final day where it could have went either way between Liverpool and Manchester City.
I'll open up the results then. I'll open up the results here so we can have a look at it. So all games kicked off at 1 a.m., which is pretty good and pretty nice. Saucy's boys defeated Everton 5-1. Leeds stayed up in the Prem Sauce, which is awesome. Defeated Brentford, which
I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that.
Hot Brentford too, man. They're running hot.
And what a cracker! If you haven't seen the goal, what a cracker to keep them up. Look, that's elation for another supporter group. There is those little stories, and some people won't say people. I see. One thing I didn't like about that was, people saying, oh, you're celebrating finishing, whatever, this on the ladder. Well, yeah, they are celebrating because they had been down in out of the Prem for a long time. They got back in. Obviously, it's a big financial hit to the club if you do go down. So it's going to mean that you're probably most likely going to struggle to keep the best players at your club, which they do have quite a few in, like Rafinha and Calvin Phillips in the middle there. Guys like that won't stay at your club. Then you're going to have to find new talent, and it's going to be, who knows, another 5 years before you even get back there or have a chance. So, they should celebrate and be happy that they're in the Prem again
and
next
plus,
year.
we get to watch them again. Exactly, next season. That's the main thing. Brighton defeated West Ham 3-1. Newcastle defeated Burnley 2-1. Chelsea defeated Watford 2-1. My boys ended the season.
Typical United fashion.
Yet, away from home. What did I say to your source? We wouldn't win our last 2 games because they're away from home. We played at the third last game of the season was the last game at Old Trafford. We came out. We played really well in front of our fans, and we won the game. The reason we won that game was because if we lost the last game of the season at Old Trafford, there would have been a lynch mob, and the fans would have run on and beat the shit out of the squad, like straight up. That's the reason why we won. And I came on the show and I said, don't worry about it, Source. Our next 2 games we're going to lose. And lo and behold, we lost them both. Because not that many fans.
Yeah, listen to a man. If you're reading between the lines here, ladies and gentlemen, he was saying, go back the opposite team and make some money on my football club. Because I watch them every week and I know exactly what they are like.
I know them. It feels like I'm in the dressing room with them. All idiots. Anyway, Leicester defeated Southampton 4-1. Liverpool defeated Wolves 3-1, which was an entertaining game. Wolves scored first in this one, put Liverpool on the back foot. Villa, at the same time, went up 1-0 also. Then second half went up 2-0. And then in a span of 6 minutes in the second half, City kicks 3 goals. It's funny.
It was another Aguero moment, wasn't it? Probably even more ridiculous in essence because they've scored 3. But it was, it was unbelievable. I've watched the replay a few times. It gives me goosebumps. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. It still does shit me the fact that 2 of the best endings to a Premier League season both are Man City. So, yeah, I don't like that. But you know what? It's football, it's sport, and I enjoy it. So, kudos to them. Good on them. Yeah. And Eric Ten Hag came out and said that legacies are made to be destroyed pretty much.
And here comes Haaland.
Yeah. Yeah, here comes Haaland. And then Spurs defeated Norwich in the last game. There's a few here, few questions. Which one's for you, Source, from James? How do you feel about Arsenal missing Champions League spot before you played Spurs? You were quietly optimistic. You were.
Yeah, but and in typical Arsenal fashion, we cocked it up, mate. And
that's fair enough. Don't expect anything less.
It's sort of what I've come to expect from the club, isn't it? It pisses me off, to be honest, because now, obviously we're going to have to get more improvements, but making Champions League, you can sell that when you try to sign a player for your club. Now, what are you selling them? Europa League. We know all those, anything under Champions League's just there so the FIFA can make more money on betting and sports and more television and rights and whatever. So it's a consolation prize. Not happy about it. You don't know what's gone until you don't know what you've missed, or what's the old saying? You don't know what you have until it's gone, mate. And Arsene Wenger, people gave him shit that 1 year he missed Champions League, but you got to think about it. He made it 20 years in a row. So
he was never the issue. The issue was your owners.
Yeah, but how can it be the owners when they've been given money now? Now it's a coaching and player issue.
No. Back then it was the owners with Arsene Wenger because they never gave you money.
I know,
and
correct.
He literally, they say you can't polish a turd, but Arsene Wenger did polish a turd his whole tenure at Arsenal. And he get money. You couldn't buy anyone.
Like, I know, now they got money and we spend money on guys that don't want to stay at the club like a bummy.
Exactly.
It's just the captaincy. Give him the captaincy in number 14 jersey. Disgrace.
Oh, it is insane. We'll move on, Source. Champions League is this week. Insane stuff.
Madrid. Come on, Madrid. I called it.
Sure.
I said they could win the whole thing before they even versed City. I said, mate, they're going to beat City. That Spanish air.
Surely it doesn't end for Liverpool with just an FA Cup.
Oh, That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it?
It would for me as a United fan.
Jimmy
But
would like that, wouldn't you, Jimmy? I think you're a Liverpool man.
yeah, I think he is. Jimmy.
Let us
Yeah,
know.
so tip.
I don't actually. Don't, I think he is. I think. From
Your
memory.
tip.
Madrid. Of course, I'm sticking with Madrid. What do you mean? I've come this far. I'm sticking with Madrid, mate. But Benzema to score in the final. No one else. Or it goes to extra time and Gareth Bale comes on from the bench. If he's even on the bench anymore, I don't know. But he still plays for Madrid as far as I know. That'd be an amazing story. If he hasn't played all season, they put him on in the final in extra time and he scores
3-1,
3.
says James.
No.
I'm going. Oh, I really want Real Madrid to win this. But I thought about it in this sense, Source. There isn't 2 legs to a final. And Madrid's had start-offs to both legs horrifically. And they've had to come back to win. They haven't got 2 games to do
But
that.
you can
They
send
have
it to
one.
extra time. You still send it to extra time if you get
Yeah,
the equaliser.
but they've leaked goals in both of the first legs. In all the first legs they played. They probably should have copped 8 from City. It's just City can't finish for shit. But I don't know. I'm going to stick with Madrid because let's put it
Madrid's
this way.
had an easy run in as well, in a sense
Benzema,
that they've been
well,
able to
there's
rotate
injuries.
the squad as well.
There's injuries at Liverpool. Thiago's not going to play. He's hurt. They've rested Van Dijk and Salah Salah came on later. But I don't know if Van Dijk was hurt. I have no idea. But all I'm saying, Benzema scores in this game. He wins the Champions League. He wins the Ballon d'Or. As simple as that. All right? There's no Messi getting a Ballon d'Or over Lewandowski. There's no Messi getting a Ballon d'Or over Benzema. None of that shit's happening. All right? Messi's been gifted 3 Ballon d'Ors already. So he's not getting another one for free. All right? So he scores in this game, Source, and they win the Champions League. Even if they just win the Champions League, he gets the Ballon d'Or. He's the best striker on the planet. So as simple as that. So I'm going Madrid. Hala Madrid. Hopefully they get the job done. We'll move over to the Serie A because completely disagree with you. It's Benzema. Salah played good for 8 weeks. He was the talk of the town for 8 weeks. Benzema's the best player. By a mile. By an absolute mile. Let's go to Italy. This man, Source.
Oh, he goes to another club and wins another title, mate. Wherever he goes, he wins. This man is just unreal. There he is. There he is.
Have the video. Where's the video?
The cigar.
I want the video.
Comes out smoking the cigar. Yeah, when he walks out.
Oh, mate. Knowing Zlatan, he's that egotistical. It'll be on his bloody have it on his own Instagram page. He doesn't. Oh, he's got his speech on here.
Gave a good speech. That was a good one. That was good, the speech.
Yeah, that was a good speech. But he got the job done. First Scudetto in 11 years for Milan, which is unreal.
They were going off.
Unreal.
They were going off.
So
congratulations.
Good.
Congratulations. Obviously, it's been brought back to Milan with Inter last year and then AC this year.
I'm trying to...
is 40 years old and still hasn't moved to the MLS. He already went to the MLS, conquered it, and then left.
Yeah, he's better.
And then came back, and then came back to Serie A, and then won that.
Come on, man. The guy's a machine.
He's a beast.
He's actually a machine. Here we go. He's the next guy. Bang.
Well, when you get offered that sort of money and you pretty much just go, you might as well just give the guy his own island.
He owns PSG.
He owns PSG now.
Pretty much. He owns them. He can make
Only signed a 3-year contract.
He can make decisions on who can be the coach, on football director, whatever the hell it is, mate. He's everything. The GM over here.
He's the GM.
Yeah, I don't think that was going to happen. I don't think so. If anything, he almost went to Madrid, and he gave him the up yours to Madrid, and then the Madrid players all posted stuff to pretty much give him a hint to say, once you get offered the life-changing opportunity to come to Madrid and you turn it down, you'll never get offered it again. So, but in saying that, they'll be in the race in 3 years for the sweepstakes, for the Mbappe sweepstakes. I reckon. We might come to United. Who knows? In 3 years, Ten Hag might have won 3 titles in a row.
Oh, jeez, don't I come off it.
Ronaldo will be 40. Ronaldo and Mbappe in the same team. Unbelievable. Or he could go play at Inter Miami with Messi. Fuck.
Oh,
what a legacy.
Wow.
What a legacy.
That would be unbelievable.
Fuck.
If he did that.
Yeah. Just remember where Ronaldo was at 37. Lionel. Wasn't it MLS? Anyway, let's move on.
Every week there's always one little cheeky.
Yeah, it's just jabs. It's just
Little
I'm just
jab.
like Mayweather. Just play for points. I'm Mayweather. Points. No knockouts yet. No Mike Tyson knockouts. Just play for the points. I'm happy with that. All right, let's move on, Sauce. The Spanish Grand Prix. It was good fun off the grid this week. It had everything this race. Turn 4 was he's on the money. Dom is dribbling shit. Yes, I am.
Thanks,
100%.
That's what we got you lads in the comments.
Maddie says when the president got you on speed dial to stay in Paris, you stay. James says in 3 years, Man United would have gone through 6 more managers.
I like that, Jimmy. That's quite funny.
That's great. That's very good. I like it. We had the Spanish Grand Prix. Signs went off on turn 4. Verstappen went off in turn 4. The crash on the first lap between Magnussen and Hamilton put Hamilton in last, but he worked his way back up into 5th. The sad story out of this one was, I think, lap 42 or whatever it was, Charles Leclerc's brand new second race engine lost power and he DNF'd. And he was in front by 30 seconds, pitted, and then had a 6-second gap and was building on that gap again. That's how quick the car was. He was dominating, and then he just lost power. So, of course, Max Verstappen just strolls back up into first position, wins another race, followed by Perez in second. Georgie Russell, the Spud, Global, the Spud, yes, the Spud, finished third. Carlos Sainz in his home Grand Prix in 4th. Hamilton in 5th. Bottas in 6th. Ocon in 7th. Lando in 8th, who was battling tonsillitis. He's struggling in this one. Alonso in 9th. Tsunoda in 10th. Vettel in 11th. Daniel Ricciardo is he's skating on thin ice.
He's in all sorts.
He's in all sorts, unfortunately, in 12th. And then Gasly, Schumacher, Stroll, Latifi, Magnussen, Albon. And then Zhou Guanyu and Charles Leclerc did not finish this race. A lot of things have changed after that one, Source. A lot of things. Max Verstappen is now on top of the World Championship by 6 points over Charles Leclerc. Sergio Perez climbs into 19 points behind Charles Leclerc in 3rd. George Russell sneaky in 4th. And like we said, Source, in a month's time when they're winning races, 4th is a good spot to be sitting. I mean,
brilliant signs from obviously, Hamilton being able to come all the way back from 20th, finish 5th. Good pace, it looked like it. And I think George Russell had to give up the spot at the end as well. So Hamilton or one of them, they had to ease off. They had to ease off, or else they were going to have a DNF because they were going to run out of fuel or something. So they had to ease off the throttle. So that he probably could have finished 4th, Hamilton. Those Mercedes are looking prime, as you've called it. Silverstone, they'll be ready and roaring to go. But yeah, interesting from Ferrari. Obviously, the new engine in, how do you look at it? Oh, we were, from this angle, we were in front by 30 seconds, had such a fast car. Or do you look at it and go, shit, engine trouble, back to the drawing board? Well, clearly back to the drawing board, because you don't want that to happen again, because we did see with Verstappen, he had 2 issues with his car, and he had 2 DNFs. So you don't want any more DNFs for Leclerc. It's going to obviously, it's already allowed Verstappen back into the championship race. So yeah, it's pressure on for Ferrari for sure.
100%. Over to the constructors. Red Bull leading that now by 20. What's that? 26 points. 195 to 169. Mercedes in third, 120. And then McLaren 50, 39 Alpha, 34 for Alpine, AlphaTauri 17, Haas 15, Aston Martin 6, and Williams with 3 points over there. A few things in here. First one, Global says he's missed for the season. No need to worry, because Monaco's this week, Global. Monaco is this week. My favorite race on the calendar. It is Charles Leclerc's home race, which he's crashed out in every single time. So will he make it another crash? Who knows? Last winner of this was...
There's not many. You pretty much can't overtake here. Is that right, Doma?
No, it's so hard to. You can, but it's very hard. There you go. Max Verstappen won the last one. That's right. Hamilton had that shit race. So what's the go here?
Generally, if you're in front or out,
you got to qualify really well, which is what the Ferraris do.
Yep.
And then you got to really hold your position on turn 1, and then set a lead. Oh, it's so difficult to overtake on this one. So if you can get out in front and stay in front and not make any mistakes, you can win this pretty easily. So not for anything, Charles Leclerc is actually in the best position for this, because he's had the best car for qualifying all season.
True.
He just keeps getting beaten. He's all about the sprint. He's not about the longevity of a race at the moment. He's good at qualifying, not at the actual Grand Prix races.
You don't know. Maybe he might qualify good here, and then his car might cock up on him. It's 78 laps.
Or he might just crash again like he does every other year. So who knows? Global says, how many years does Danny Rick have left? He could be gone by the break, they reckon. Yeah. You heard me? He could be gone by the break.
Yeah, we had Matty on, and he was saying the American driver. I don't know his name.
I forget his name.
The IndyCar driver.
IndyCar driver going into F1.
Yeah, there we go. Bit of Google search for you.
Colton Herter.
There you go.
I'll tell you what, mate. He actually if there's a picture of him, he actually looks like a... Look at him. Look at this bloke. Just imagine this guy comes in, gets an RC card, and he actually starts winning races. My God. The hobby would blow up.
He's American.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, so Colton Herter right there could be taking over for Danny Rick.
Yeah, you got to read between the lines there, mate. You got to read between the lines. American owners, American driver,
American races.
Danny Rick struggling.
And don't think, Danny Rick's gone. Australia's one of the Grand Prix. That's all right. Piastri will drive next year, so they'll be like, yeah, Piastri's Aussie. He's driving. He's good. Don't worry about the other guy. As long as there's one Aussie on the grid. Unfortunately, I love Danny Rick. He's battled hard, man. It's tough. Matty says Russell's sneaky dangerous, hasn't been lower than 5th. They're just priming themselves. Lewis won't want to finish behind the Spud in the championship, that's for sure. Lewis is going to dominate in a month's time. Bottas has been absolutely insane this year. Completely agree. Watermelon. I think he's talking about Colton Herter. All right. So this week, Monaco, that's 11 p.m. Once again, Off the Grid will be on, so feel free to jump in and join us. All right, Sauce. AFL. Let's get to it. Round 10, we had the Blues against the Swans, 102-87. Good win by the Blue Baggers in this one. Did you catch this one?
I caught parts of it. Yeah, they played well. They, I mean, you did call it. I just went Swans for the sake of the pod, but I wasn't confident in the tip because they did play us, Essendon, who are pretty darn average this year, and put zero pressure on the ball handler at large and make it very easy for opposition to just pick you apart. Carlton, on the other hand, complete opposite. Really good pressure at the point of the ball, and they showed that. They maybe even could have won by more, but they were pretty convincing in the end. And, I think the step here for Carlton supporters in what you should be proud of, but also, there's still a long ways to go in the season, is they were challenged at time in these game and they responded really well to each of those challenges within the game. Those momentum shifts, the runs, and they were able to stop those runs, get it back on their terms, and then see out the win. So, should be happy about that as a Blues fan. And I tell you what, the Blue Broads, they're getting better and better each week when they get on there after they've been winning. I can't wait if we actually go in here and they're looking like they've entrenched in that top 4, watching the second half of them fan cams.
Just imagine they win the final, and then imagine they make a prelim and they win a prelim and they get into the granny. Oh my God. It would be unbelievable. Then we had the Cats defeating Port Adelaide by 35. The score doesn't reflect what should have been an absolute disaster game for Port Adelaide once again. It was a shellacking.
It was very close up until half time, I believe, and then the second half they just ran over the top of them, which is what we expect when they play down there in Geelong. So yeah, look, Cat's a better side for mine.
Matty is on the money though with the Carlton game. Second quarter, 9 goals did it. Completely agree. Global says they can't have a player like Cripps in the ruck. Completely agree with that also. Next up, we have the Dogs against the Suns. The Suns try to push in literally to fight back and win this, but the Dogs were too strong. I'm getting distracted here, but they won 1 quarter, says Matty. I didn't want to say anything, Source, but we have to go back to this game. I watched the full game. Charlie Curnow won in the game, kicking 6 in, 5 in the first half. He won in the game. As simple as that. They got killed in the second half. When I say killed, they got destroyed, Carlton, in the second half. It's just they defended for their life. Their ball entry from the Swans was disgraceful, and that's why they lost this game. So Matty's 100% on the money. They kicked 9 goals in the second quarter. If they didn't, they would have lost the game. Sydney actually schooled them in the second half, demolished them. We're watching it at a pub Source, and all the Blue Baggers were going off their nut. F you, Sydney, blah, blah, blah. I sat there at halftime and said, if they come out and make a contest of this in the third quarter, it's game on. And they came out, went bang, 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 kicked the first 3, I think, of the quarter, Sydney. And I went, yeah, it's game on now. They look a bit rattled here, Carlton. They kicked the consolation, and then Sydney kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And the inside 50s were just shit. It was deplorable to watch. But it is what it is. They lost it for themselves. Carlton were good defensively to hold on. But they got beaten. They were beaten.
They got challenged, and that's the step I was talking about.
Yeah,
they got 100%. Challenged, and yes, they did hold on. But
yeah,
at the end of the day, they still won on the score sheet.
Yeah, a win's a win. A win's a win.
In that situation there, if you're a Swan supporter, you go, where did it go wrong to allow them to have a 9-goal quarter?
Yeah, they went to sleep in the first half.
Why didn't we stop it after they kicked 4 in a row so we don't let the game out of hand?
That's true. That's fair.
And that's what you've got to ask.
Yeah, that's fair. Next up, we'll go to my mob. We lost by 47 to the D's. D's actually played terrible, and they beat us by 47. We're in at halftime, so I'll also tell you, we were... we looked all right.
Was it one of those games where the opposition plays down to the standard of the team?
Yeah, they stunk and made it they stunk, and then I got sucked in and said, "Oh, we actually played really well that game. I'm proud of them." But It's just they stunk and made us look like it was a competitive game. And then, as you can see in the second half, it was 30 scoring shots to 13 Sauce. We could have lost this by a long mile. Then we had the Saints defeating the Crows by 21. Another good win for the Saints. Your mob, Dreamtime at the G, touched up. 13 scoring shots to 25. Yeah, the Tigers were too good for you.
Rubbish.
Nothing to say on that. There really isn't much to say on that. Pretty bad. Your season's cooked now. Like, that's it. Yeah.
Draft pick, number 1. Let's go.
Yeah, the Giants defeated West Coast by 52. Hawthorn had the upset against the Lions by 5. And then
Great win.
Collingwood defeated the Dockers in Perth by 36. That's a massive win.
Jack Ginnivan was back, just showed how vital he is. I think he had another good game, the youngster. I'm guessing I am guessing his card's going to be in hot commodity come whatever Optimum, if it's the Optimum release where they put the first rookie cards in there for AFL.
I love how like it's funny in the AFL because Source in AFL obviously we've got our set team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we barrack for our team. And then when someone like a Ginnivan comes along, we hate him. Oh, this arrogant prick, boy, shit, boy, and he cops flack. And then in the NBA, we have our set team, but because it's not our homegrown sport, it's like we watch the NBA, for example, and then you get a guy like Trae Young, and everyone loves Trae Young. Jack Ginnivan is Trae Young. Talk shit, kicks goals. Trae Young bloody drops big threes, celebrating. Like Trae Young does the shiver. Ginnivan gives a shush to the crowd. That goal he scored, Sauce, when he ran into the open square and he belted it. And then the Fremantle cheer squad behind the goals, he just stood there and went, woo, like that. And they're all there giving him the burger. Oh, fuck you. And he's loving it. I love that shit. I genuinely love it. It's so good. It's so good. He's just sticking it up. He's gone, I've traveled here to Perth. You're meant to spank us because we're Collingwood, and I've touched you up. I love it. Global says, I'm just out of the top 200 in Supercoach. It's good. Keep it going, mate. At least someone's doing well. He copped the chicken wing, says Global. Moving on to what's happening here? This week's games. It's the week before the bye, I think. So Friday night, we've got Swans versus Tigers. Who have you got, Sauce?
What are the bookies got there? I think they got the Tigers as the favourite. Is that right?
Nah, $2.54 the Tigers, $1.50 the Swans.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I would expect the Swans to be favourites up there. I think they'll want to bounce back. Tigers, weren't super impressive against the Dons. I'm gonna lean the Swans.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Swans as well. Lions, Giants at the Gabba.
Lions bounce back.
I'm Lions as well. Cats versus Adelaide in Geelong.
Cats.
Cats as well. Melbourne versus Dockers at the G.
D's.
Yep, D's. West Coast versus the Dogs at Optus Stadium.
Doggies. They need to win this game
as well. Suns versus Hawks in the Northern Territory.
I'm going to go with the Suns.
I'm going Hawks.
I'm going to reckon they're going to have a letdown game after that big win against Brisbane.
Yeah, fair call. Saints versus the North Melbourne Football Club, Marvel Stadium.
Saints, and this could be ugly for you.
This will be 70, I reckon.
King might kick 7.
He could kill us. I'm going Saints. Collingwood versus Carlton, 3:20 on Sunday.
Prime time. 3:20
Big
Sunday
game.
afternoon.
This is game of the round.
Game of the round. Is game of the round. I am going to say, and I'm going with the Blue Baggers. Charlie Kernan needs to step up again.
I'm going to go the Pies, just to be different. I just want to see a good old rivalry source in this one. And then we've got Port Adelaide versus Essendon, the second bye. There's 3 byes in this comp. North, West Coast, and Essendon. The 3 buys.
Port Adelaide can't tip my boys, mate.
Yeah.
Can't.
Global said if both could pick the final 8, if you both could pick the final 8. Well, the ladder's here. I think this probably is the final 8. In all honesty,
Yeah, there's probably like Collingwood, maybe Doggies can sneak in there.
maybe.
There's still a bit more time to go. You still maybe got Hawthorn, maybe potentially, but I don't know.
They're 3 games out, Hawthorn. That's a tough one.
It is a tough one. They'd have to turn it around. They need to get some consistent form together. But I out of those teams there, probably looking at Doggies and Collingwood maybe potentially get in there. If Port Adelaide find any of the form that they had last season for a stretch or a period in the second half and make a run for it,
they could
potentially them. I mean, Charlie Dixon is starting to get fit, and they have missed that pivotal target up forward, making a contest for them. So, does he come back and give them that structure that they're missing all season? Because it's a big piece, that big tall forward that brings the ball to ground, puts up a big contest. So, look, I don't know. They're the 3 teams that maybe could swap in and out with the ones that are already in there.
All right, so let's get into UFC.
UFC was Fight Night Home versus Vieira. I will just run through the results. We had in the main card, you had Park Jun-young 3rd-round decision over Yurik Anders in the middleweight division. Women's strawweight division, you had Tabitha Ricci defeated Poliana Viana in a 3rd-round decision. Middleweight division, round 1 KO, Chidi Nkunye against Dusko Todorovic. That was a great knockout, so make sure you check that one out. And Mikel Pereira, 3rd-round decision over Santiago Ponzinibbio. And in the main event, Caitlin Vieira defeated Holly Holm, 5th-round decision. Went the distance in that one. Was a good fight. Both ladies battled hard. And this week, there is a fight night. No, they're having a break. So the 5th is the next fight night so there is a break this weekend, and then there is some fights the weekend after that. Check out some of the new releases, UFC. There's the new Prism out. I think came out a few weeks ago. Prices have cooled down a little bit from what I seen early on. Some of the Volkanovski cards that I was following. So maybe good time to buy some of those if you're looking at UFC cards, picking them up. It has been good to see a bit of the UFC cool down from its hot start. It's what we're seeing with every little sector, Doma. When a new little it pops off, it just goes crazy, and you get those people that just truly try to milk it for everything, and then it cools off a little bit. I don't know how much of that cooling off has happened in F1, but there's been a little bit. Not as much as UFC. UFC
doesn't exist. We'll get to F1. We'll go through a couple cars when we get to Hobby Talk. All right, so awesome one of the week. Let's get to it. I've thought of something.
Oh, he's thought of something. Here we go. This is impromptu. Let me have a beverage while you explain, Doma.
All right. Sitting back. Someone pointed this out to me, yeah. So I went and did some research. I don't know completely the statistic from last year going into this year, but that's not what I'm concerned about. I'm talking about optics, all right? Because I watch a lot of football and you watch a lot of football, all right? You know where I'm going with this. And a lot of people say, "Oh, you're being too hard on them. It's a tough job out there."
What football? Which football?
AFL.
AFL.
Yeah, all right. People say you're being a bit harsh here, Don. It's a tough job week in, week out to get out there and officiate a football game. I couldn't give a shit. How hard do you think it is? I think it's pretty simple, if you ask me. I think it's pretty simple. What do you reckon the average free kick count should be in a football game, Source?
I think somewhere around 30.
30? Okay.
35.
35. Right? 35?
35,
Anyone
35,
listening out there?
somewhere
Anyone
30 to 40, I would say, around that
30
mark.
to 40. All right. 30 to 40 would be average.
Yeah,
you'd say?
I'd say going more than 40, you'd probably be overkilling the game. There's probably be
Killing the game. Over 40, you would be killing the game. You reckon?
Yeah.
You reckon?
Well, you
You
got to pay
sure?
them if you got to pay them if they're there, right?
Yeah.
But
Do you
there's a
though?
bit of
Yeah.
there's a bit of leeway.
Okay. So you
But there's
reckon
maybe
40?
too much leeway because there's too
You
much
reckon
grey
post?
area in this.
You reckon post 40 is overkill? Fair enough. Yeah. I want people. Yeah, I understand global. Most complicated game on planet Earth. I get that. But I think we've overcomplicated some things for ourselves also. If you're in the chat right now, what do you think is fair for a free kick count for a game? That's what I want you guys to put in there. I'll bring them up. I'm going to read you some free kick count source over the weekend. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised to see that you're close to the average source. Not really. 53 free kicks, Carlton Sydney on Friday night. 44 Geelong Port Adelaide. 41 for Dogs Gold Coast. There was 43 North Melbourne. St Kilda Adelaide. 51 free kicks. It's lagging. Besides the point, there's one game I want to get to. The one that had the least amount of free kicks. Can you guess which one, Source? GWS versus West Coast because it's a blowout. 31 frees. Global reckons 50 is average. That's fine. That's all right. Hawthorn versus Brisbane. Do you want to have a guess how many free kicks were paid in this game?
I'm guessing it's high. That's why you've gone down this.
Yeah,
64?
Oh, you're right on the money, I reckon. 63 free kicks in this game.
Oh, 60 free kicks. 64, 63.
63 free kicks. Now, I understand it's a complicated sport, and I get that. All right. There's a few things I want to point out to people that watch the game. Umpire abuse is pumping it up. All right. Dissent rule. That's fine. 10 to 12 a quarter is getting over the top, says Matt. So average should be 40. We've had how many games I just said that over 40? There was a couple 50s in there. There's a 60 in there. Source, what did we say a couple seasons ago with the ducking? Well, it's more than a couple seasons ago. Ducking, dropping your knees to get head-high contact. If you deliberately initiate that, it's play on. All right? That's the way the rule was meant to be interpreted. If you initiate the head-high contact, if you get whacked in the face, it's play on. The AFL have made the head the protected area of the body, obviously with concussions and stuff, and we don't want to have those injuries, clearly, in the game. So the umpires, knowing the rules, if you get touched in the head and you initiate the contact, you still get a free kick. That's one of them. Dissent's another one. I think it's a bit over the top. Like, it's like, oh, what do you, like, some of them have been like, they've raised their hands and been like, oh, that's ridiculous, like that. And it's 50. The worst one, though, Source, the worst one, and I want you to go watch the games this week. I want you to watch them. Is to get the flow of the game going. Watch what the umpires do. I guarantee you, on average, in a row, if there's 2 stoppages in a row, the umpire will look to pay a free kick on the 3rd stoppage if there's a 3rd stoppage there. If there's a 3rd stoppage and they don't find anything, on the 4th one, there's definitely a free kick. To get the game moving, because they don't want everyone crowded in, because the ball just stays there. So they pay a free kick, everyone moves off, get the game moving. They look for free kicks to pay to get the game moving. It doesn't work that way. And it's like, okay, if you're doing that stuff, you have to equal it out at some stage. And then you end up making horrific calls later in the game when it comes to crunch time. Like, it doesn't work that way with football. Football is a contested game. That's the way it works. Like, we're rewarding uncontested football, like to get a free flowing. It's just frustrating.
I've always said it's actually better now. If there's a ball there, it's actually better to be second to the ball and let them grab it and then tackle them. Because, even that time, at times when you attack the ball, I mean, you can get pinged for holding the ball, even though you attack it first. It's pretty bizarre. Look, I've always said this, Domo, about umpiring. It baffles me that there's still to this day, there's only 3 umpires on the field. I'm not going to lie. How big the field is, there's only 3 umpires, and that's it. People would say, well, they used to have 2. Yeah, but the athletes didn't run up and back and around the field as much as they did and do as many kilometers as they do now. And the intent, the intense running. So I think there actually needs to be another official, at least one more. My ridiculous idea was to have 6 officials, but that will never happen. And they all just have a pocket of the ground, and it's broken up to 6 areas of the ground. But there's 2 in the 50, 2 in the outside, and 2 in the other 50. And surely they couldn't miss something. But I don't know what the solution is, but we always know it's going to be an anomaly in the game. But we just want some clarity over some of the rules, and I think it's some of the the situations that these free kicks are getting paid is pretty poor. They had the the skills that people and these crafty players do to pick up free kicks. You see it. How they raise the arms and go in or drop the knees on the free kicks to get in the back. So yeah, look, it's unfortunate, Doma. It's unfortunate. But I'm guessing we're giving the lemon to the AFL. I would say just the AFL. I wouldn't even say the umpires. I think the umpires are trying to do their job and interpret it the way that some of these rules are written. But it's gone overkill. It has gone overkill. The AFL, big lemon to you. Lemon! AFL, Australian Football Association, lemon, for making the complicated calls and making the game more complicated than it needs to be. People play 10 to 15 years before they make AFL level. They should know, come on, they playing for free, not the play at hand. Yeah. They do play for free. And, you see, guys like Cody Waitman commenting and saying it's a skill to get those frees and to play and get those threes. And I don't know. It was not the way that I was brought up to play. You play the game, you go out there and play with that intent. The free's there, you're going to get the free. Other than that, you play, fair. I think it's a bit dubious to try get the free kicks, but at the same time, not everyone has done it, as well. Exactly right. So there's just some players that do a lot more than others and get away with a lot more than others, unfortunately.
And welcome, Ziggy. Good to have you in as well. Right, Sauce. Bit of hobby talk. Brought to you by Platinum Standard Grading. Thank you to the lads at Platinum Standard Grading, Australia's best grading company. If you want to get your cards graded with PSG, feel free, if you live in Victoria, to send them through to us, and we do the bulk sub for them. All right, Sauce. Let's get stuck into it. Here's a nice impromptu one. HGA, everything's cleared. They're good to go. Welcome back. Happy days, apparently.
I opened up their 60-day subs.
Yeah.
I think there might be a cap on it. I'm not sure.
I think it was 5K.
This is where I'm going to go out and say I'm guessing we're back open for business, Doma. Not that I would know because the communication has been impeccable by the people down there at at HGA. Sorry, shouldn't mix them up. The communication has been impeccable. That they've been on the front foot and have told us we are now open. No, they haven't emailed us anything at all privately. We just found out through the post. We're just guessing that we're open. We're going to confirm that with them because as I just mentioned, their communication is really good. If you haven't caught the sarcasm at this point, sorry to you on the audio, but it's funny, Doma. It's funny. But happy to see them open. Hopefully some people do still want to send their cards through to them. So yeah, we'll let you know more information. Feel free to join the group down below in the description, and there'll be more information in that Facebook group about that. But yeah, look, I'll be interested to see how they recover and how things now go for them in the next 6 months post this obviously transition of takeover with Tyler moving away from the business.
Yep, it'd be very interesting to see what happens. Here you go, Source. Autograph Michael Jordan rookie card. Thoughts on this?
Yep, it's a pretty good one. I believe he only signs these at his like upper deck camp or something like that, or like Michael Jordan camp, not upper deck camp.
Flight camp. Choose that flight camp.
That's the one. So yeah, one father's got his son or whatever to do the dirty work.
What's this lemon?
Throwing it in there. It's a unique piece. It's unique. All right, I tell you what, Dom, I'd rather pay more for that than a PSA 10. Now, if it was a PSA 10 copy that was autoed, it's a different story.
Look at this Lemon. Why is this guy commenting? Can you see this comment?
What's he saying?
Why is this guy making comments? Shut your effing mouth. He said, "What a effing joke."
Of that, what?
That could fetch up to 3 million.
Well, it should be more than the 4.4 million Luka Doncic, in my opinion. I mean, he has won 6 titles and he's 6 of 6 in the finals. So, I mean, that's better than what Luka's done.
Anyway, I didn't even see that comment till now. Obviously, he's the GOAT with his comment. At least bidders are most identified due to strict registration protocols, unlike the ones that currently auction these types off themselves.
No, he's right on the money. If you actually know anything about Christie's auctions and those high art end auctions and the registration process, it's a lot more due diligent than some of these other auction houses. So we can.
I'm sorry, I'm reading
Yeah, some interesting comments. Where's this? This post is on our least favorite Instagram page in Porn Card. So
it's funny. Some of these are funny, like Oahu Sports Cards. This is Christie's. Nobody would be surprised if the final hammer price exceeded 3 mil, considering what it is. It's numbered to 23, but I think there are only 14 that ever came out and are known. I take this card over any other Jordan except his first auto patch if it had a multicolor all-star patch. And he asked Jeff Wilson where does his rookie card rank. I don't know. Probably close to Lonzo Ball, I would have thought.
Wow. That was a little sneaky jab. I like that one.
Bang! Cop that. Bang. All right. Yeah, so that's just up for sale. Christie's. I'd probably go for more Christie's because it is regulated, so that makes a bit of sense for once. Another interesting thing, Saucy, we'll talk about this one. If you want to bring up Golden, the recent auction, but I'll bring this up here. There we go. Bang. Final sale, $292, $266 USD, third highest all-time F1 card sale. Pop 2, obviously now, this card. Congratulations, obviously, to Lane from the Hobby AUS, Australia. And the person that he helped get this card graded with PSA flew over to the States with him, got this all sorted. So congrats to the fellow Aussie that sold this. So all the best to him. You've done a world of good, mate, because this card is not worth $300,000. So besides the point. So you, sir, hit the jackpot, and whoever bought it, you're a lemon. So good work. I'm happy, mate. I'm happy for the person.
We are happy for him. We're not saying
next is Matt's. Next is Matt's.
Yep.
All right. That's next. Now, if you don't know, all right, I'll bring it up, because if you haven't listened to the pod, you should go and listen to the pod. It gives a bit more clarity. This here, all right, this is next, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for people that are listening, not watching. Full 2006 Futera Grand Prix 1-100 set. Only 230 or 286 sets possible, depending on what calculation you use. This set has been signed in person on card since obtaining in 2009, signed by 63 drivers, including Schumacher, Lauda, Moss, Brabham, Weldon, who are irreplaceable, only missing 6 drivers who are currently still with us. The reason why I talk about this, the rookie card is there, down below. It is raw, but it is signed by Lewis Hamilton himself. You can see Alain Prost. You can see Niki Lauda. Michael Schumacher's got his card signed. Obviously, Senna hasn't got his signed for obvious reasons. You got Rosberg. You got Coulthard. You got Jenson Button up there as well. You got Rubens Barrichello. Now, the reason why I bring this one up, Fernando Alonso's in there as well, just to throw out a few names. All right, there's Michael Schumacher right here, Saucy. The reason I throw this one out there is because this is the next one up. Yes, this is the guy I was telling you about, Matty. This was the guy I was telling you about. This has been trusted to someone, all right, here in Australia, and they are sending this to Golden. This whole set is going to Golden. Golden is going to display it, first of all, at the National. It's going to be on display at the National and then put into the Golden auction on the National weekend. Now, Golden is going to give this whole set to PSA to authenticate every single one of those autos and slab every single one of these cards. The signatures won't be graded. They'll just be authenticated in slabs to say they're legit. Now, in my honest opinion, this card here, authenticated, is worth more than a PSA 9. Well, you're going to tell me the label, a piece of paper label that says it's a 9 is better than the actual card signed by Lewis Hamilton himself. If it's authenticated to be real, which it is.
It is real. Yep.
It should be worth more than that card by itself. Not graded, just authenticated. Now, the whole set here getting authenticated and sold as a lot. If this does not exceed $500,000 USD, there is that much bullshit happening for those individual Hamilton cards. It is not funny. Genuinely not funny. Like, come on, man. Tell me where you're going to get Michael Schumacher autos now. Ever. Source. Ever. On that card. On that card specifically. Ever. You're not. That card alone should exceed $40,000. That card alone. If we're talking realistically goats of the sport. I can see a whole bunch of them here. Like Prost, GOAT, Alonso, one of them, Schumacher, Hamilton.
It's a phenomenal set.
All right. This whole set is going to be sold. Global says 10 million minimum, he reckons. I don't reckon it'll go for that.
I don't think it will go for that.
No, I'll tell you right now, if it went for $10 million global, I'll be jumping for joy for Matt. I genuinely will be jumping for joy for him. But this is the next one. All right. So you saw what just sold. This is the next one. The whole set, what it's a part of. Now, the interesting thing, Source, is like Maddie said in the interview with us, the Hamiltons are limited in print run. And those cards were treated like Giannis rookies, for example. Because people were chasing like memorabilia cards in there where it could have been a piece of like a glove or whatever in this set. If they got the Hamilton, it was like base. They used to just throw them away. So there's only a finite amount. So of this rookie card, we don't know how many are in total existence out of its, I think it's, what did he say? It was like 230. So we don't know.
260, I think he said.
260. I think it was 260. 230 or 260, whatever it was. So we don't know if the full print run actually exists or if half have been thrown in the bin or if there's only a quarter in existence. But how many sources are you going to tell me of Lewis Hamilton's rookie card in the short print run are signed by Lewis Hamilton? That's the question people need to ask
saying
themselves.
one because there's only one that I can see at the moment. But I'll look, if there was another, there was one or two more that popped up because there was, Matt did say he's met other autograph hunters before, when he's been out doing these sorts of things. So never know, maybe one of them has one signed.
Even if you say there's 5 in existence, it's a pop 5 Lewis Hamilton rookie auto, pop 5.
Yeah.
And if they're all authenticated to be real, it costs a bit. It's, I don't want to explain it, to be honest, because I could be here for a long time. Source doesn't want to explain it. Go listen to the podcast. It's genuinely one of the best pods we've ever done.
With Matt.
Super informative. Source and I were learning things on the podcast, and we talk about F1 weekly. So do yourself a favor. It is the Oz F1 Collector special podcast on our channel, on our YouTube. Click on it, have a listen to it, and you'll be amazed. He explains how he gets all these autos. He explains how,
I go into it a little bit, even though he didn't want to go into it a little bit, but I just sort of threw the ideas and sort of people, you'll be able to read between the lines and how I mention it. But yeah, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I fully expect, I really expect it to go for close, $500,000, close to
that's
somewhere around that.
Yeah,
I really think that's a achievable outcome, and I'll be, just with that Hamilton being a $300,000 card alone, as a PSA 9, how can this not go for $500,000 with all those autographs on there, especially a Michael Schumacher order as well.
So if it goes for under 300,
I think there's a few other guys on there that have passed away as well, so that are autographed.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. So it's been a long time he's been putting this set together. A long time.
Definitely. Did you want to? Have you got Golden up? We'll quickly just run through the some of the cards that were sold. There's one in particular there that's very funny.
I've organized it. So this is the latest auction. I've organized it from high to low. So this is pretty cool. The comic 1939 DC Detective sold for $1.74 million.
First Batman comic, right there.
That is. Oh, what is it?
The first Batman comic.
Oh yeah. You know what's still cheap? His first Batman holo card. Still cheap.
Would you say that? Would you say that's a Saucy Smoky?
Oh, it's a Saucy Smoky from way back, and it still hasn't caught on. So I don't know. There's first card of all these other heroes and Marvel.
Watched the movie the other day too.
That's
it was good.
Still cheap.
I enjoyed it.
Still cheap. That's awesome. I said that would go close to $1 million. That Celtics signed game 7 used Boston Celtics jersey. Bill Russell.
Look how short those Dr. J shorts are, mate. Jeepers. Holy shit.
That's crazy. That's gone for 500,000.
That's insane.
Pretty cool.
I don't even know how do you even have flexibility, mate?
Got the LeBron
Ability.
Topps Chrome Gold. We know the gold refractors are king. Imagine that was the 10. It would probably be a $1.5 million card. But just a measly 540,000. You know what you do with that, Doma. Yeah, you got cojones. You crack it. You keep sending it till you get a PSA 10. You come back here and you flip it for $1.5 million. Probably be the only one on the market. It's a true gem, 9. Look, I'm not advocating for people to do that, but I wouldn't be surprised if it somehow ends up in PSA label.
Steph Curry there.
Steph Curry, logo man. Pretty cool. Amazing fantasy Spider-Man. I have no idea about comics, but 450,000 for a comic.
There's the Hamilton.
Hamilton there, it's right up there. Luca, flawless to 5, BGS 9.5.
It's coming, Source. It's coming.
Another early Batman, 1940 Batman. This is pretty cool. Net Pro signed Serena Williams, 266,000.
Pretty cool.
Kobe. I think people were having a go at this. This is was only used in a practice match or a warm-up match or something. I think
there it is. There's the card. Right click that bad boy. Charles Leclerc,
1 of 1, Super Refractor PSA 9, sold for a measly $264,000.
Sold at around 2:30 p.m. Australian time, and at 12 a.m. Monday morning, he didn't finish the race. So it was just the timing. So 2:30 p.m. pre-race, then 1 hour into the race, he didn't finish. So the person sitting there going, look at Charles. I just spent 264. I might even relist this in the next auction, mate. He's going to win this Grand Prix, and then his engine's just gone.
I don't think that's what you're thinking when you're buying a 1 of 1 dollar.
It's just funny. You spend 264K, and then he doesn't even finish the race. It's just... But that's massive. That's a huge sale for a non-Lewis Hamilton card or non-Max Verstappen card. That is massive. It's a big sale.
Jordan rookie card, PSA 10. There's always one of these up, 228,000. This is a cool piece. LeBron James game news signed and photo match Miami Heat road jersey from NBA Finals Game 1. So it's signed.
You know what's funny?
Cool piece.
Remember when that PSA 10 Jordan sold Source for 750, and it was the best copy that anyone's ever seen?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That's funny. And that was a PSA 10. And then that's being given a PSA 10.
But it's the same quality. It's a PSA 10.
Yeah, but that one was the best PSA 10 in the history of PSA 10s.
Oh, this one looks pretty good.
So that's why it gets more money.
Nah, this one looks pretty good too. Well, I would rather have 2 of these than one of the other ones.
I would too.
I'd buy devil's advocate here.
Mate, at 228, I'd buy 3 if they look like that.
Why not?
Just ridiculous.
It's pretty crazy. This is a cool piece. This was a
nice.
Star Wars 1977's Topps Star Wars signed year set. So some of the cards signed by obviously some of the people who were in the movie. Pretty cool. I like this stuff. It's unique. That's a cool piece.
It's really cool. Card Experience said the Jordan was off center, left to right. Matty says he's got 6 of those Batman holos, mate.
Still cheap.
Wow. Oh, look at that. Super Mario World. Pretty cool. Oh, PMG Source. That was purchased by Collectible.
Who knows what fractional company's spending big. Giannis, I think that's not a bad buy. That's not a bad buy.
Oh, there. Is that a
rookie National Treasures rookie patch auto?
That's cool. Nice.
Too bad by that time he'd figured out to not do his early autograph and it was only just doing the short one on the NT
Source
stuff.
There's a product there that's awesome. Is that a BBC wrapped
Oh,
pack replacement box?
that's a pack replaced BBC wrapped 86 Fleer box that they've just
We've
picked some
authenticated.
packs.
We have authenticated the fact that we've removed a couple of your packs and added some top ups. P.S. We took the Michael Jordan rookie packs out of the box
36. It says 36 pack box.
with sticker. Jordan
Pack
top.
57 Jordan top with price stickers. That's the little. To whom this letter was written for, wax box. This labeled. This box is part of Jefferson City's. Yeah, I think this is the box.
That's all right.
Okay, I don't know, but this is their little SERP that they've given. Still sold for 156K.
Card Experience says, Source, imagine Giannis personalized dad joke cards with hand inscribed Giannis authentic jokes. Like what David Robinson does with the Bible scriptures. Have you seen his? Like he does that on all these autos. Giannis just puts a dad joke and then signs it. That'd be hilarious. I like it, Card Experience.
Anyway, go through, ladies and gentlemen. I have not. What the heck is this?
That's Prince's jacket. His outfit.
Got passed in, mate.
Oh.
Got passed in.
Game blouses.
There's a nice Kobe one. We'll have a look at this one, then we'll move on, Doma.
Yeah, we'll move on. We've got a couple other things on here we're gonna laugh about and have a chuckle.
Oh yeah, that's a nice
We've got
card.
some funny things.
105K if you don't mind.
Nice. All
right, Dom.
Get this one up. I'll get this one up. This is a nice shout out to Joe Fu, aka at Shaq Fu 32
on Instagram.
On Instagram, won our hobby hangout giveaway, which was free to enter on the day. You had to be at the hobby hangout. In there was $200 break credit with MJ trading cards, and he put that towards a break for Flawless, and he pulled this bad boy, Emerald Charles Barkley to 5 on card auto,
if you don't
Shrine
mind.
signatures. So I like it. Congratulations to Joe. That is an awesome card. That's sick.
What a ripper, mate.
That is a
break
ripper, man.
credit went down a treat.
That's it. There you go. Very nice. We'll get to the major topic, which Source has put in the description in a second. But Source, now listen. I hope you got StockX up, all right? Because the greatest find in the hobby at the moment, all right, is for the greatest product in the hobby at the moment. And that is WWE Prism Source, all right? WWE Prism Blasters are a hot commodity. So I hear. And for a low price of $120 a blaster, you can purchase yourself one of these products with the card set of the year, Source. The card set of the year. So
some out there are calling it.
Go out there and by all means, buy this product, or you can listen to me, all right? And mine, and I'll speak for Source on this. Source's advice. Well, no, Source has got other advice. I'm not going to speak for Source. My advice, on the other hand, is take your $120, all right? Shine that up real nice. Turn it sideways. And put it in the toilet and fucking flush it. That's what you can do with your $120.
Correct.
Or you can listen to Source and for how much Source?
Well, if it's $120 a box and you want to get two, how about you just take that money, keep it, and for pretty much nearly just about the same price for what? this is last sale, $250, $48. I can buy 4 boxes on StockX. Ladies and gentlemen, just please do your due diligence, especially when you're going to visit some of the brick and mortar stores here. Now, I understand sometimes you're going to might pay an extra $10 for a convenience because it's right there.
Fine.
And, if you're only saving yourself $10 by the time you bring it over, yep,
Correct.
you want that box now, sweet. But when I can turn around and get for the price of 2 boxes, I can get 4 boxes. It makes no sense to me to go and buy that box for $120. It really doesn't. And if if you just want to rip, hey, you get to rip more for the same price. And if you're a bit like me, where in that situation, if I was to buy these, I'd probably rip 2 and just put 2 away. And then if the product does become something, hey, great. If not, you know what? The price I bought them at, I'm happy to rip it. Right? So just do your research, ladies and gentlemen. Look out there, and there are other places. There are obviously also American Facebook groups where you can put the word out, where obviously people are still flipping a bit of retail stock. Try budge them down. And yeah, I mean, if you're riding to WWE and there's other options on here to buy 8 boxes, you could split 8 boxes with your friend. There's another option here for 8 boxes, and the last sale on 8 boxes was only 350 Australian, or 355.
Mate, that's way better.
Yeah. So if you've got some mates and you want to split a couple of boxes, hey, do that. But just do a bit of research, ladies and gentlemen, because and I did see a word earlier about Global complaining about did say here, why hasn't product pricing gone down with the market prices? Box prices are still coming out with absolutely insane prices. Yeah, I agree, Global. Look, and we have seen a bit of a shift in a sense. As I said, we talked a bit about some of the soccer product that was coming out last year as like 700, 750 a box. Now releasing that same product around 400, 450. I really don't think. I think gone the days where you're going to get a hobby box for $250 anymore, $200. I think like your hobby boxes are going to be minimum $450 to $500. In anything, basketball's always more expensive, but it's good to see that there's still other avenues, and especially retail product. Like understand, this is retail product. It shouldn't be that expensive. And Jono from Mailman Breaks, he's got some of the best breaks in town, so go check him out.
He wants to know why you're not wearing a hat tonight, Sauce. He's asking for
it's a bit warm, so the head's all right, feeling good.
Mate, he's bringing, if you missed the top of the show, Jono, he's bringing his TikTok face to the podcast. He's a famous guy on TikTok these days.
Blowing.
Yeah, so is his head at the moment. So, all right, let's get to the topic you wanted to discuss, Sauce. I'll bring it up. Jono said it's a rude head. Oh, TikTok doesn't think so, mate. At the moment. I've got it if you want. I'll chuck it up and you can chat about this, Saucy. There you go.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's pretty crazy to think that you're now out of pocket $2,500 and PSA hasn't graded any of cards. So for anyone who hasn't been following or been living under a rock or haven't just been up with the news, I shouldn't say living under a rock because maybe not everyone knows, but if you're around the traps of Instagram and looking at these hobby relevant social media sites, you have seen the recent trimming scandal with Con Cards and the like, and a few other people out there that did some dubious business with card trimming. The detectives of the hobby out there, caught them out as people who sell these cards have images of all this, and it all traces back at some point. And there's been other instances of this in the past. This isn't something just new. Here's just another instance of it. Now we're seeing PSA obviously have been caught red-handed grading trimmed cards, and the evidence is black and white. They're now giving a hard time to other people's cards coming through. This bloke here, unfortunately, sent 22 cards, and Well, they've all come back trimmed. That they've been trimmed. Even though he pulled some himself, he also cracked some out of BGS slabs and sent them in. So what has BGS missed it and PSA's picked it up? I don't know how true that can be because we've seen PSA can miss them as well. Proven fact. And I'm sure BGS has
Surely
missed
not.
them as well.
No.
And and every other grading company. And we even did, after this, the whole trimming scandal, listen to one of the high ups on from SGC say we could have missed that as well. So on another podcast, so can happen to them all. But it's pretty crazy to think that this could be the case, that you might send off a card, might be a big banger, might you cop that upcharger from PSA, up for a couple $100 grading fee, and it comes back ungraded, and they say it's trimmed, and you watched our mate Jono Michaels pull it fresh from the pack out of Mailman Breaks, and they're saying it's trimmed. So, I mean, how look, I'm going to pose it, Dominic. How many cards are actually slabbed up that are trimmed? When
do you want to know?
Oh man, there must be a lot.
More than your wildest dream can imagine.
Yeah, I reckon.
I was told about this by people in the hobby when I was 14, 15, 16 years of age, and that was 12 years ago, Source. So, and it was happening pretty regularly. So, anyway, it was something that the hobby blew up, and this is what happens when the unspoken truth don't get spoken about. When it all kicks off, and it's like, oh, this is the best place ever. Yeah, this is the best place. None of this shit ever happens. Oh yeah. It's unregulated.
Look at the issues it's causing now, because PSA is like obviously having a crackdown because they don't want to look like a incompetent company that they can't do their job
for so long, man. Fucking incompetent company now. What? Because people called them out, dickheads. Like they got no idea.
Being incompetent.
Yeah, they got no idea. Maddie says, so what's the breakdown in price? Dollars just to look at cards, and they slabbing free. I don't know. PSA would just say it's trim. We'll take your money. Thanks for coming. See you later.
No, that's what they've done. I think he's reached out and he's waiting for a response, but
they better give his money back.
It's pretty crazy.
Fuck. Man, it takes them 30 seconds a card. Jeez. Freaking pretty good rates. 30 seconds a card. Jeepers. Freaking sign me up. I'll just be getting cards like this, Source. I'll be getting Nick Claxton cards and going, oh, yeah, trimmed, and just throwing it away. Yep, that's good. Yep, no worries. Done. Next one.
Well, there's your mistake there. I already know you're talking shit because no one's grading Nick Claxton cards, mate.
He's a nice guy, but he's a nice guy, Source.
He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy. I was going to say Luke Shaw, but no one's grading that shit either. So, yeah, it's just coasters. Jono, rumors swirling tomorrow that Doma visited a nude beach in Hawaii. TMZ. Any truth? Oh, TMZ. Sorry. I said to Moz. That's how I read that. Sorry. No, I don't think.
If
it did happen, I would have scared a lot of people.
Nude beach, mate. It would have made world news, mate.
Current affair. Freaking deviant on the beach in Hawaii. Fucking hell.
Oh no.
Jeez.
Oh no.
I gotta be careful with the jokes I make here. Could be very bad. I'll shut up. All right. Do we have a saucy smoky sauce?
No smoky. Laying low.
Nice.
Low.
Nothing on the agenda at the moment. But we will be looking to get some more. Oh no, Matt. Oh no.
Usually Adam's in the comments with the
yeah, and I just got to end it very quickly before Adam just goes nuts and he just loses it. Like he just bang spams all some of the best jokes, all dirty that I can't bring up on the show because they're that bad.
But you can read them in the comments, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly, but I think we'll try to get a few more guests on maybe next week. We'll try and get some.
Yeah, we've got a few more in the pipe works. Just got to line them up.
We've got a list, and we might even look to maybe even start getting this series sorted that we've got on the back burner. Jono, if you're free, we might message you because we want you to be a part of it. Any impeccable breaks, boys? Oh, yeah, impeccable. Shit. We can cover that quickly if you want.
It did release.
Here
Feel free to. Is the checklist out, Doma?
Bang. Probably. Do you want to check on Cardboard Connection? I'll do a little bit of
impeccable. Nah, that's all right. Have a look through. Read through. Come on.
Makes a return. Hardwood. Yeah, impeccable hobby box contains 5 on-card autographs, 3 base or base parallels, and 1 silver medal insert, gold medal insert, or stainless stars, non-auto per box. Find on-card autograph memorabilia cards of the 21-22 rookies in Elegance rookie jersey autograph set. Look for the popular and rare themed autograph insert sets, which are numbered to a player's jersey number, draft pick spot, or a specific player stat. Search for stainless stars cards of non-auto and autograph versions with parallel numbers to as low as 1, and chase after the rare and randomly inserted cards made with real silver and gold bars. And hopefully, Panini quality control doesn't have the piece of silver and gold falling out of the card when it gets ripped. Let's have a look at the gallery. These cards are so nice, as we know.
Underrated set, in my opinion.
These are base. There's Cade. Charles Barkley. Dominique. Tony Parker. Steph. These were falling out last year. Hopefully it doesn't happen this year. That's a nice card. Bernard King.
I can't be sure about that.
What?
That they're not going to fall out.
Oh, yeah. Look, Schrempf. That's just a scribble. It's like he's gone through a maze. He's that auto. Jalen Johnson. Bill Walton. Rod Parrish. We're done and dusted. We love this set source, so hopefully it's really good, to be honest.
Yeah, it's one of the still valuable
Cherry's probably ripping it right
sets
now.
Where you can get nice on-card autos for a reasonable price and don't have to, give up your whole left leg for an on-card.
Jono, you got any of these breaks going?
Yeah, Jimmy, gone are the days where these were once, $700 boxes or whatever that you could get them for. If you want to rip this sort of stuff impeccable, you got to go for the T-Mall sort of range. If you might be able to, when they sort of drop the T-Mall variant, the Asia exclusive variant, you might be able to find a box for around somewhere between $600 to $800. And that's probably your best point to pick up a box, in my opinion. But yeah, it's a tough call to spend that sort of money on the box. I'm going to agree with you. $4,000.
That's ridiculous.
If that is the case, well, I'm not sure if it could be. It may as well be. I haven't looked up the price, Jimmy. But my whole motive on this is you're literally better off. Either if you want to be involved, get into a break of it because it's actually a bit more affordable and you get the team that you want to get, or potentially, chase the guy that you want to chase by buying that team.
The checklist is here, source as well.
Or literally just buy singles.
2,200 USD it says here. Yeah. 2,200. There's A Disney, Plain Clothes, Trae Young, Magic, 75th year, 75th anniversary, sorry. There's a base set, Elegance Rookies, Canvas Creations, which is always a really nice set. There's absolutely nothing in here. Ja Morant. Fuck. Luka Doncic. And that's
it's all about the vets. It's all about the vets and going through and finding the value in the breaks, mate.
This is an interesting set. Source, Elegance
Value in the
retired
breaks,
jersey
potentially.
autograph set.
Or, as Maddie says, singles, mate. Singles.
Yeah, it's all about singles, mate.
The way you get
You can
the
get Carlos
card that you want.
Boozer autos in this one. Saucy?
Yeah, because you really want Carlos Boozer autos. I think I've got a sticker order. I can't even move it for $5.
Where's Jared Dudley in these products? He's won a title. Give us some Jared Dudley cards.
I think I got his RPA, mate. I bought it off you, I think, one time.
Yeah, you do. It's good, mate. Keep that as a PC. Big Dudley. All right, let's wrap it up. It's been myself with the great man Sauce. Keep living, loving, and breathing sport. It's double coverage. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, and peace.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all sports. Double curve.